Hi, I'm Sandy Genovese, and today we're going to switch up from a traditional Easter basket to making Easter bags. And I know Easter is really soon, but these are so quick and easy, there's still time if this is just something you decide you want to create. Here is the Easter bag that I made that is the bunny bag. And if I bring this up here, you'll see here's the Easter bag that's the chick. And we're going to see how to make both of them because, believe it or not, they're really quick and easy. But first, let me just show you inside. If I take this bag, you can see inside I just have these little plastic eggs. And I'm going to take the eggs, open them up, and just use them to place a fun little treat inside and then close them back up and place them into the Easter bag. So it's going to be quick and easy, and it's a great way to be able to have fun little treats as long as they're little enough that they'll fit inside of the bags that you're going to use. These are bags that I just got at Hobby Lobby. This is the bunny one, and we're going to make that. But first I thought we would start with the chick. So here you can see, if you look at it closely, it's a couple of squares that are attached to create the beak, 2 hole punches out of self-adhesive felt for the eyeballs, and that oddly enough is even enough, but I decided to add a little bit of a top knot on his head since most of the little chicks that I see have that on the top, but you can leave that part off or do that part if you want. So in order to start, I got these little bags from Hobby Lobby, and they come like in packages of 4. They're inexpensive. And I think you can get them individually as well. But in order to create the beak, which is how I'm going to start, I just have 2 little squares. These are just 1-inch squares. And all I'm going to do is peel the backing off of half so that I can fold it in half on the diagonal. So you can see I'm folding this on half on the diagonal, and I'm going to match it up or line it up with the same thing on this square. So same thing, I'm going to peel back the backing just on half of it. It might have been smart to just cut it off. That would be, as my dad would say, that would be cheating. So what I'm going to do is peel the backing off of half along the diagonal of both of these so that I can line up and fasten these 2 sticky edges together. So let me move this out of the way. This is going to be half of the beak. Okay, so I have this half of the beak stuck, and now what I'm going to do is have 1 half stuck to the top and 1 half stuck to the bottom, so it's going to fit and look just like a 3-dimensional beak. So in order to do that, I'm going to peel the backing off of 1, and I think it's easiest to go ahead, stick that one down first, get it so that it feels like it's in the center, and push down, and then I'm going to go ahead and peel the backing off of the second one and fasten that down, and pushing it down, you can see how it's just going to create a fun little beak. Then in order to create the eyeballs, I use self-adhesive felt on this one. And then I couldn't find my green self-adhesive felt, so I found that I had green foam, which also works great. So I just used my hole punch to cut a few of the foam circles, and all you need to do, and I'll use my tweezers so it's not too much in the way, but to make it self-adhesive, I'm just using these little glue dots, and I have already pulled some out. So one is ready to go, and one I left so I can show you. So the glue dot doesn't show too well, but I'm going to peel the backing off, and now the glue dot is there, and it's facing up. So I'm going to take my foam dot, place it right on top of the adhesive, and now I'm going to push down so I get good adhesion, and now all I have to do is just peel this off. I think I'm going to do this with the tweezers so my hands aren't too much in the way, but I'm going to just have the adhesive come with the dot and go ahead and position this. I need to look at this right side up for a minute here so I get a good idea of where his eyeball should be. And then I already have the adhesive dot stuck to this guy, so I'm going to just do the same thing. Using my tweezers, I'm going to pull it off and attach it. If his beak is covering, I will move it out of the way for you to see. So now I've got really a cute little bag right as it is. But if you want to add that little top notch of hair, what I did was I just cut what looks like grass. And I've cut it in 2 self-adhesive felt sections. But notice when I place them together, I have this section that's the top portion shorter because I want the adhesive on this one to be exposed so it will stick to the inside of the bag. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel the backing off of both of these sections. It's maybe the most difficult part of the whole project is getting the backing to come loose. So I'm going to peel the backing off of this, and I'll do the same thing. Peel the backing off of this. And when I place them so that the hair lines up, you'll see that what I have is I've left a section of the self-adhesive exposed, so that now when I bring this inside and place this inside the bag, once I have the hair showing the way I want it, then I just press down. I'll turn this so you can kind of see. I'm just pressing down against the exposed adhesive so it sticks to the bag, and that easily I've added the hair, and you have a nice little chick bag. If you want to make the bunny bag, let me bring these pieces up. Once again, there's multiple ways you can do this. You could, instead of having the hair at the top, we're going to have ears at the top, and then all you really need to do is do a couple of circle eyes and a little poof for his nose, and it's going to look like a bunny. But I decided I'm going to use this on the back for a tail. So what I've done is I've cut a section out that looks a little bit like the muzzle portion of a rabbit, and I'm going to take, to give it what looks almost like freckles or those little spots where his whiskers attach. Cats have them and bunnies have them, and I just think it adds a little personality. So I'm using my 16th inch punch to add that little detail. I'm going to peel the backing off, and I'll just use my tweezers to keep these whiskers from connecting as I pull the backing off. Maybe if I just pull the first one. This definitely is harder than making the whole thing. So now I'm going to just continue peeling off the backing, and before those whiskers have a chance to get tangled, I am going to position this so that it looks like it's in the middle of the bag. And I felt like the nose didn't stand out as much, so I went back and I cut another nose that's going to sit on top, but it doesn't show very much when it's also out of pink. And I was just a little too lazy. I do have red self-adhesive felt somewhere, but I wasn't sure where. So I'm going to turn this pink into red, and to keep it from moving around on me, I'm going to stick it to a Post-it note, and then I'm going to just take my permanent marker, my Sharpie, and I'm going to use it to turn the pink nose into a little red nose. If you have red self-adhesive felt, you don't need that step, and it's going to take just a second to dry. So while that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and attach. I've done the same thing, but this time instead of cutting the eyes out of foam, I've cut them. You can see if you look really closely, these are punched. So I'm going to pull the eyeballs out. And now that means I got to fight with the adhesive to get it to pull off in order to create the 2 little eyeballs. There's one. I need to turn this right side up for a minute so I can sort of see where his eyeballs would go. Stick one there. And just repeat the process with the other eyeball. And we're going to do his ears, but let's just see how wet is that? Oh, it's pretty dry. So now I'm going to go ahead, remove the backing off of what will be his cute little nose. Okay, definitely it wasn't dry yet. So I'm going to try to get this off because I don't want this marker to get onto the bag. So let me go ahead and stick this down and then try to get any place where that marker has rubbed off. I want to not get it as I touch the other pieces of this bag. So let me see if I can. All right, let's look now at the ears. I've cut what will be an ear shape, and it's really easy to do. It's just almost like a teardrop. I've cut a smaller one out of pink, and I'm going to layer it on top. So this will give me one ear. I'm going to repeat the process for the second ear. And just like we did with the hair on the chick, I have a matching ear that's going to go behind this guy, and it's going to go behind this guy. But I need some adhesive to be exposed, so I'm going to cut off this section of the ear on both of these front pieces. And I'm going to go ahead, peel off the backing wherever I can get an edge to start easily. There we go. So, and I'm going to peel the backing off of the top section of the ear. And it's the adhesive is really aggressive, so I need little things to hold it down, but you can see I'm going to just line up the ear so that I've got the adhesive, the two sticky sides together, and what that leaves, once I get my tweezers out of there, is the stickiness exposed. So I'm going to go ahead with that stickiness, attach it inside, and then press down. If I turn this over, you'll see I'm just fastening it to the inside of the bag. You would go back, do the exact same process with the second ear. Let me bring this up so you can see. Here are the two ears, and if you look inside, they're just fastened inside just like the one we just did. And then it's filled with eggs. And then I am going to add a little glue dot to the back. I think this is called a pom-pom, I'm not sure. And I do have these glue dots in a larger size, and I think larger would probably be smarter, but this will work well enough for you to see how this works. I need to take the backing off of one of these. They're so clear. All right, here we go. So here's the glue dot on this side. I think it might be easiest to pour the eggs out, and so that I have a bag that's flat. Place the glue dot right where I want the tail to be. So, oops, moved right in the center, kind of closer to the bottom, I think. I'm going to put it right there. So once it's stuck down, now I'm going to just peel the backing off and take the little fuzzy guy and stick it down. And there's the adhesive is nice on that. So now I have a little cute tail on the back of my bunny bag. You know, it's fun to switch up the traditional Easter basket for a canvas bag that's fashioned after bunnies and chicks. I think it's an excellent idea.